It's Mighty. We gonna cross the street with Jimbo. What up?
Bags over clout, bags over clout. Reach up in the stash, try to sort it out. Been getting money with a mask, you can point them out. They don't run the city, they just giving you the runaround. It's easy to spot when you know the territory. The rest is for the birds, is what a parrot told me. There's nothing to inherit, I'm the hero, homie. You gotta watch some Looney Tunes with all these
It's good. I'm here today with town legend Mighty. How you doing, my friend? Good to have you here, friend. Hey, much anticipated visit from you. It's kind of a no-brainer for what I'm doing here with the show. So welcome to Cross the Street.
Yeah.
Brought you a gift.
Oh,
if you watch the show enough, you know everybody bring you a gift. Got you that official Cross the Street tee. So we all laced out now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right
he brought the large for me because when it hit the wash, you know what I'm saying, it gotta fit right. You know what I mean? Right on, bro. Good look.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
I brought you a little gift. I know you got your bags over clout shirt on today, so you gotta match it up. And then on the inside, you know what I'm saying, nice little homecoming bucket. You feel me?
Bucket hat guy.
Buckets is back. Buckets is back. So
that's such love. Thank you so much, friend. I really appreciate that.
Yes, sir, man.
All right. Well, we are down here today. We're both a little bit off the grid. We're in the numbers today, but we're down here. Oh, look at that little train action even. Hey. Well, let's go for a little walk over here.
Yes, sir.
So what's hot with you? I know you got the new video that just dropped. What was that, a couple months ago?
Man, yeah, it was only a month ago.
A month ago,
A month ago, yeah. Doing some cool numbers, man. I don't know. I just kind of move how I want to move. Nothing really dictates how I move. You know, I just think it's different when you do this for a real reason. You know, I think it allows you the freedom of being able to control where you want to go. So a month ago, numbers is cool. We just reached 10,000 views on YouTube, and we like streaming wise, so it was a 2-in-1. So a 2-in-1.
Okay.
The music video is bags over clout. But there's a snippet. Remember like the old school like Missy Elliott videos where you'd be watching the video and then at the end they would throw this. Is that the second
part where you head into the studio there?
Yeah. So we wanted to bring back the nostalgia of those videos where like you'd get this preview of something else, right? Yeah. But because the snippet of the song was so long, my management was like, yo, I say 2 for 1, A side, B side. I know you a big hip hop head. Yep. A lot of traditionally in hip hop, an A side, B side for a record or for a tape, that was a huge thing. That hip hop really pushed that line. You'd buy one thing, but you're getting two.
Have you seen the double video thing kind of happen lately too? There's a lot of people who've done that.
Okay.
Timmy Hendrix actually did that tweaking video.
Oh, and he flips in the middle.
It's 2 songs in one video.
It's a twofer. It's a twofer. Yeah. And I don't know, man. I think it's kind of cool. You're giving some variety, but then you're also giving a reason for people to go stream. Right. So when you're getting not the entire record, you want to go hear if there's
what's
more.
The rest of that sound?
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's kind of smart. That's pretty smart.
I don't know. I think it worked. You know, right now we're trying to get to 50,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. I'm at 46,000 right now.
46,000. All right.
Which slowly, man. We just been hitting these numbers slowly. You know, a lot of people, no hate, but a lot of people get generated numbers, and I never let that dictate, robot generated numbers never really dictate anything for me. But I want to celebrate victories, man. I think victories are important. No. When you getting subscribers on YouTube.
Thank you. Yeah.
Go subscribe to the damn to the show. But I think that's important. I think celebrating and keeping your following engaged, man. So getting to 50,000 is a big deal for me. I only wanted to get to 10,000. And I'm at 50,000 now. We've quadrupled the goal in a month. We're talking 10,000 a week is what I've been averaging. So it's pretty crazy, man.
Going through the discography today on your YouTube page, all your videos have numbers.
Thanks, man.
They all do really well.
It's weird. It's weird.
The one with the lowest numbers, if I'm being honest, the one that I enjoyed the most, is that Chun-Li challenge.
Come on, let's go.
Bro, can you start smashing fools like this? Can we have Mighty just go out there and just make some people quit for a little bit? I know it's not the polite thing to say, but like that, you rip fools up in that track, bro.
Yo, it's funny, man. I feel like the name Mighty kind of embodies strength, right? And what it means to overcome or to the prowess,
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. My personality, I've always been.
What do you say in the upper left? What you lack in size, you make up for.
Right. It's like the height. Don't let the long hair, the height fool you.
Yeah.
In the beast, in the booth, I'm a beast. My personality is very. When you get to know me, I'm so chill. Like I kick it. But I feel like the microphone gives me a therapeutic element. And so things like the Chun-Li challenge. But if you notice, I've built a repertoire off of remixes, man. Remixes have really.
The Faith one that you did too?
Oh, word? Yeah.
Oh, bro, that's actually really dope.
Dude,
it surprised me when I was listening to it. I was like, is he making EDM or trance or what? And then suddenly you start ripping it, and then there's some vocals, like.
So when we were talking about sync and a little bit of where we want to go, musically, before we turned the camera on, we were talking about landing big checks in ads and stuff, right? So that's where
sync program you're talking about.
Yeah, that's Faith has done fairly well. We landed an ad for Snapchat with that. And we almost landed another one. We shortlisted another one with Faith. But kind of back to the remixes, that's kind of how you drive traffic. So when I'm big on numbers. I'm big on making sure that we deliver effectively and processing effectively. And that to me is how you effectively execute. You get to sync because you've driven traffic to your music, so you naturally have this listener group that gravitates towards you. Then you switch it up. Sync is not always going to want a heavy sound.
Right.
Sync is not always going to want all these cuss words, the super hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you can drive your traffic to your page and people can see that you're growing as an artist, that's how you build your fan base, man. Not everybody wants to hear Mighty on Chun-Li challenge.
Right.
Some people want to hear
the Faith version,
talking about real stuff. So it's kind of cool that I've been able to learn how to do both. I think musically I've grown and I've expanded. I'm older, Life happens.
And one of your songs, speaking of that, the growth, I think, I'm not sure which one, I listened to like so many of them this morning. You mentioned your father being taken to jail.
Yeah.
And that was something that you witnessed.
Yeah.
That alone, I mean, knowing you, the short time I've known you over the last 4 or 5 years, you're so positive and full of strength, and the sneaker thing that you do with all the kids and stuff. It all makes sense now.
Right on.
Does that make any sense to you? Like, I don't know. You seem so positive for something like that to have happened in your life.
Yeah, I definitely hug the positivity because I know what it's like. I think I'm speaking from a standpoint of I've been there. I was homeless for roughly 10 to 15 years of my life. Sleeping in the back of an '89 Buick is something you'll hear in some of the songs that I talk that I rap on. It's a trigger point. My father, I took the first steps in front of my father while he was behind plexiglass.
Wow, that was the song. That was part of it.
Yeah. There's a when you can describe, rap is poetry. So when you can describe those elements in a way that kind of hit the heartstrings, it kind of allows people to meet you where you're at. I'm no different than anybody else, man. Was always the new kid at school, was moving around, lived on, in basements, on couches. I'm so used to being a burden in somebody's home because my parents can't get it together. You feel me? My father was in prison for, off and on for 16 years. So my mother left when I was 16. She left for good, was gone for 8 years almost. So I was alone after 16, made a lot of bad decisions. So was actually homeless again after that. So there were some crazy things happening. People didn't realize that when I was on BET's 106 in Park, my mom had came back into my life the day of. She was in the air when I was going to New York. She was in the air coming back to Oregon, and she got to see her son live on TV, take home the W. And we squashed everything, you feel me? It was really, we were not getting along. It was a really heavy time in my life, but being able to get through, bro, it's about that strength.
Get through my ass, my friend. You've excelled very well.
Thanks, man.
The Upper Left project, of course, I feel like was one that was really successful for you that a lot of people really noticed. The project you did with the Ducks.
Oh man, flex.
Come on, I mean, these are like checklist items that you probably weren't ever envisioning in your life, right? You're like, oh, I'm gonna work with an NCAA college football team. And
it's funny that you say it because even, you know, I just got reminded on one of my memories on Facebook. And they were like, man, 2 years ago this happened. I'm like, dang. I'm not even trying to act like, you know, not trying to be arrogant or nothing, but sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing, bro. I'm so programmed, bro. I'm like, work. I come from a hard-working family, bro.
It shows on your discography. Like, what do? You do like a video every 6 months for like the last 5 years or something.
Man, for a minute there, it was every month.
Yeah,
for like 2-3 years, I was just
you kept Aeon busy as heck.
Yeah, shout out Zeke, man.
Yeah, great work. I love his work. I'm such a fan.
He's so talented. What I like is people don't realize that we're coming up with these ideas, and I'm just hitting him like, this is what I'm thinking, and he's like, cool. We're just on a whim, bro.
Yeah.
They don't realize that we're just like. He's like, bro, trust your greatness. He hit me one time and was like, remember what you told me? You said, trust your greatness, bro. Let's go. I'm like, oh, he hit me with my own shit. I was like,
he's getting busy enough now, too. I saw he's got a team of editors even working with him. So,
yeah.
Congratulations.
He's a talented guy, man. I've known Young Mill for a long, long time, man. I've known him for almost, 15 years? Him and his family. You know, we were both on 106 in Park around the same time, so we really got to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we both got to, like, really just build a relationship just naturally. And now it's kind of cool to see him come full circle.
Yeah,
you know
his work is amazing. It's really nice.
He edits, he produces, he raps, he sings, bruh, like everything.
Yeah.
Like
I call those guys, there's switchblades in the industry, and then there's some Swiss Army knives.
yeah, right.
A lot of us can do two things, but some of us out there can really do a bunch of stuff. So how's the quarantine been? I know that we're kind of coming to a different phase in it now, and almost near the end, I guess.
Man, quarantine.
Did you get a chance to do anything good at all during this time?
I think the quarantine is what triggered the sync licensing opportunities for me. You know, being able to land GoPro commercial, being able to land, MGM Studios 2 times. They doubled back. I made over.
Are you full time at this now, Mighty?
Yeah.
You getting close, or?
I'm getting close. Like I said, I'm a workaholic, so I do things. I work in the community a lot, so I oversee a lot of other things, man. My daily life is pretty crazy. So and I also have my bachelor's degree in human development, so I work with mentally ill folks as well.
Sure.
So I'm very I don't know. I'm multifaceted because I really do care about people. I think people are kind of what keeps me going. So I'm part-time there right now with that. Just trying to offer help, just trying to be.
What does that even look like anyway? Full-time musician for you? Is that something you can see in your eyes?
Man, I think full-time music is inevitable. But do I think that full-time music is just gonna mean that I'm gonna do more on the other, it's gonna be 80 hours a week and then there's gonna be another 100. I mean, bro, I'm gonna always be doing something else.
Well, BFB the Pac-Man still works at the Postal Service.
I love it. I love it.
Something to be said about benefits, I guess.
It's hustle. That's all it is. I hate that narrative around people like, oh, bro, you can't make music just money just off music. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I like money.
Did you see this? This is kind of,
yeah.
They just popped up a disc golf course out of nowhere. It just says it's a pop-up disc golf course. Huh.
That's lit.
Interesting.
Oh, damn it. It spans this whole area, bro.
Wow, you can just go trip out there. Huh? That's way to go.
Dope. They're like, yeah, this is out of bounds. You can't hit
I like how it says, take a photo of this map before you take off.
Nah,
you a sports guy? You play sports at all when
Absolutely.
You were in high school? Or?
I was a hooper.
Mm-hmm.
All through. I never came off the bench. Never. I was always a starter, point guard.
Heard that in your verse today too.
Point guard. I balls, bro. So like, people always talking about hip hop, basketball tournaments. I ain't never been in them, but because I just don't really have the time. But
I
think I'll give some people that work.
They're out here boxing out each other right now.
Man, what is going on with that?
Yeah, there's like 2 different things going on. Packer Brown is beating up on some Tavo guy and some other rapper. And then the other side of town, Craig Doby, the director, and a bunch of dudes out there beating each other up Saturday.
So you're talking about Pac Brown, the director?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Pac, that's my folks, man. I appreciate him not being afraid of like starting some, I don't know. I like that he likes to.
He loves to stir the pot.
Yeah, he loves to stir the pot. I'm cool with that. I think a narrative is important to have around things. You know.
What do they say? Stand by something or you'll stand by nothing.
Yeah. He's a talented motherfucker too, man. Like
he's one of the best, I think. As far as like color goes around town, Packer Brown's the shit.
Yeah.
That guy, he's the shit at that. He's so good.
He knows his shit, man.
Yeah.
They boxing each other.
Nice. They're boxing. They are. There's like rappers boxing each other. They are.
That's funny to me.
One of them's a tournament. It's like a mixed round tournament where there's like.
You gonna be there? You going?
I'm gonna go on the 21st.
Look, he's like, I'll be there.
I'm gonna sit there and watch these people.
Jim Bonus is everywhere. Jimbo is everywhere.
I see you a lot though. That was actually one of the things I had on my list here. Is that I have been seeing you a lot. You're out all the time. You seem to make all the current events, all the ones that you should make.
I try to. I try to make sure that we don't miss nothing that's super important. I think support is natural. Support should not be forced. Mm-hmm. So there's some folks, I wanted to make Swiggles release, but I had some family things going on.
Sure.
But I've never not made a Swiggle event. Swiggle, no.
You were there for both the birthdays that I was at.
Swiggle's my bro, man. Like I've literally known Swiggle for 10 plus, bro. This ain't just,
Yeah.
It's not just, Mighty don't show up to nothing. No, I do.
No, you do. That's what I'm saying. You show your face. You were at the Sneaker Alley event that we linked up at a couple weeks ago.
Shout out Ace of Spade, P-Town Media.
Ace of Spade, love him. We're gonna get Ace is gonna come on the show here too. We've been back and forth trying to get him on here.
He's so special, man. That dude laced up PDX.
Is that coming back?
It is. I'm under some contractual stuff right now. Some political stuff is happening, so okay. I gotta wait it out for another year. Just trust me. Just trust me.
Okay.
But Ace of Spade is and P-Town Media and Javen from P-Town Media literally were a dream to work with. All digital media that I run through Laced Up PDX is all through P-Town Media.
I got to give him props. He even shares our show on his page. Thank you, Asa. I appreciate that.
So amazing. The guy he's such a workaholic, but he's also just a humble, incredible individual. When we sit and chop it, it's never about stuff going on in the city. It's about things that are much larger than life.
At the sneaker event, it was dope standing next to him. He's pointing out business owners, and I'm pointing out rappers, and he's pointing out business, and I'm pointing out rappers, and so it was pretty fun. Yeah.
I just need to get to more shit like Jimbo though. I need to get on.
Chasing around a city full of 20-year-olds can be a little exhausting sometimes. Let me tell you. This is cool underneath the bridge here.
This is dope.
Yeah.
This seems like a place like as a kid you'd sneak off and
there should be
a blunt or something. Smoke a blunt and drink a little bit of alcohol, hang out. Oh yeah, there you go. Look.
There you go. They got the whole. It is all set up.
That's crazy.
They just like popped it up and brought it down here. That's kind of neat.
Man, it was crazy when I seen you last time, and you were saying that you was like, man, on the show that people have been wanting to work with you, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. And then when I was watching some of your interviews, which, mind you, incredible editing, great engagement, the consistency, obviously, content consistency is huge, but just great job, dude. Like, watching it as a fan of who you are, I totally get it. It makes sense. A lot of people do things out here that just don't make sense. Jimbo and crossing the street, that makes sense to me.
I was an aspiring artist many years ago, and I just, the flame kind of burned out, but I've always appreciated the scene and the culture and people that make the effort.
Yeah.
So whatever I can do to help that, let's just keep it moving.
Yeah.
And you're the star. You're the star. That's what this whole show's about. It's making you guys important because people do want to work with you. Your name has come up so many times. People that want to work with you. Tons of people. You'd be surprised.
The city has grown so much, you know. When we were talking about, I was talking to DJ OG1 about the list that he made, and there was a lot of edge around the list. I love it. I love that there's a conversation. I love it. I think it's necessary. People are so scared to talk about it. It's like, why? If you're scared to talk about it, then it means you're not working hard enough. That's just what it is, man. Yeah. It's not. It's about work out here. You're only as good as your last project. Take
2 days off, people think you retired.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I respect it. Growing as a culture. There's pillars in cultures, right? And we're a young culture. Portland has a young culture. As much as people are like, oh man, it's been around 30 years.
No.
Not really. Were we, little cousin in the Bay Area? Yeah. Were we a great area for them to market to? Yeah. Were we trying to, take some of the swag from that area? Yeah.
But we only had a few key players during some of those early moments. You're right. Yeah.
And so that's not a culture, that's a pillar, right? So then there's more time that needs to be invested in order to move forward. And a lot of that comes from things like PDX Hip Hop Week. Yeah. A lot of those things come from, and as much as people are like, oh, PDX Hip Hop Week, this, that, and this, it ain't doing it. No, they are doing it right. Nothing is absolute in its infancy. Nothing is 100% right in its infancy. The only thing that's true and honest to the culture is to grow and to build and to learn from your mistakes. I think naturally that's the way it's gonna go. Something needs to start like that. And you know what? That's gonna build trust with the council, with the city, with the state. They're gonna say, man, when Hip Hop Week took over and they had 100 events in 1 week and there wasn't one incident, they're gonna trust hip hop. They can't trust hip hop. So it's like there's these weird things in culture building that people don't really understand, and I think talking about it is important. I think those conversations, good or bad, I just think breaking down those walls.
The award ceremony is great for a lot of reasons because, again, we're highlighting people that are making efforts, whether it's
honor someone.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Right.
Support someone.
Yeah.
There's thousands of people here doing good stuff.
That's one of the rules in each event. And what I loved, OG1 was talking to me one time. I talked to OG. I've known OG. I dated his daughter when we were real young. When I was young, not we, but he, so I met him as like a stepdad at first. I was like, oh, step OG, what's going on? But he was my DJ when I was like 13 years old. So that's when I signed Swiggle Mandela's autograph. I was at the Alberta Street Fair. I was performing, and Swiggle came up and asked for my autograph.
Oh, wow.
And so, it's cool being an OG. I'm naturally transforming into an OG, and super proud of where Swiggle's at just as a human being, But
I love that guy.
Doing that with OG1, and then now getting counsel from him as an artist, he calls me off the rip and just talks to me about a lot of stuff. And one of the things he said was, everybody has an opinion about the list, but everyone that they wish were on the list, they won't put an event on to honor them. It was on purpose. It's on purpose. Yeah. You feel me? I'm just blessed that I actually made the list. I'm like, oh, I'm number 10 on this list? What?
You're like, I'm on the list.
I he was like, of course you are. He's like, you should have been higher. I'm like,
Well, I think, if you take the music plus all the really cool things you do for the city, I think that's really important. I think that's
There's different reasons for everyone to be on the list, and I'm proud of just making it.
Right.
I'm proud of that because
you're on a list with Versatile.
Right. Shout out, man. Shout out my dog Mike Capes too. Shout out my dog Mike Capes.
He went big. His release on Apple went super
Number two? Did it get to number 2?
Number 4. I saw it come at number 4, but possibly number 2 even. Yeah.
I forget. I was trying to follow
2 or 4. Either way, it's crazy.
But I was
high.
like, bro, let's go. I went and streamed it a few times, bro. I went and copped it. Me and Mike, we didn't always see eye to eye. You feel me?
Have you guys known each other for a while?
For a while, not too long, but for a while. And we wasn't always like the biggest fan of each other, but bro, we've come so far. He's just an amazing MC, bro. I got mad respect for him, man.
Yeah, he's ill. He's super. If I'm
St. John's in general just brings the North just bring some heavy hitters, man. I mean, you look at North got like 4 motherfuckers on that list that we talk about. You feel me? Like the North heavy, man. Shout out to the North, man. Immaculate.
Is there anybody left in town you haven't worked with? I like the Sour D. I love Sour D's too. Big Sour D's fan.
D's.
So.
I've known D's again. Look, all these people are like family members, bro. Record. What do you think about the record with me, Swiggle, Sour D's, and Young Mill?
That was the
TDWS.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope to me.
Yeah, his Sour D's verse on there is fresh. Where he comes in and cuts you off like where you guys are standing in front of the store or whatever. Yeah, it's dope, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, I fucks with Sour D's, man. I've known Sour D's since he was a kid. My auntie used to babysit. I remember swatting this shot when we be playing hoop. I'd be like, get that out of here. And now he big as hell now.
Mighty the one time he got a shot block, he just told us about it.
In my whole career. Shout out Sour D's. I know he got some new stuff dropping. Go follow him. You know what I'm saying? Super proud of him. I don't know, man.
Well, we're down to like the last 5 minutes of the show here. We want to give you love to the city. I mean, I've been asking everybody what they do for Portland hip hop. I'm not going to ask you that. I know everybody knows what you do for us.
Hey, man, right on.
How about that? What does it do for you? What does Portland hip hop do for you?
Man, it's I feel like it saved me, man. You kind of spoke about some of the trigger points in some of my verses when we're talking about like my family and just situations I've been through as a young human being. I think the local scene really kept me alive, man. I've wanted to take my own life. I've wanted to, to put myself in danger in ways that is just unnecessary all through my life because of the hardships, man. And I think therapeutically, hip hop in general has helped me, but the scene gives you something to attach yourself to, and the support and the camaraderie and the love, man. I don't know where I would be without it. I don't know. It's deep, man. It's deep for me. I can
tell by some of the relationships you've even spoke of the daily friends that you've developed in this. That's huge, right?
Yeah. I'm proud of them as MCs, but I'm more proud of them as just like a bro. You know what I mean? It's really on some just on some different stuff, man. So I think hip hop is really just giving me reason to keep thriving and pushing. And not many things can do that, man.
I want to say something. My homeboy Adam Kennard that I grew up with, he was one of the littler kids. Always one of my best friends.
Yeah.
One of the littler dudes, though. Turned out to be an amazing, strong individual just like yourself.
Hey, word.
So, and me being a giant, this is a cool... Size doesn't really relatively matter, I think, to the size of the heart, and I think you're a true testament of that.
Hey, thanks, man.
Heart bigger than the whole man's body, let me tell you.
Man.
Thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Also, everybody out there, Class Act Booking. Class Act Booking. Mighty, do you want to be on the show? Yes, I'm available this day at this time. Okay, great. Boom, boom, boom. Locked in, done. That's how you do it.
Hey, shout out.
Thank you, friend.
Yes, sir. Across the street, man. Go tap in. Bags Over Clout out now.
Link in the bio.
Homecoming now. Link in the bio. Go tap in. Make sure you're supporting the local scene. A lot of the folks we mentioned in today's episode got a lot of things dropping, so go tap in. PDX Hip Hop Week is coming up, so go tap in with that. There's a lot of things going on in the culture right now. Don't be afraid to get out there and network, man. Big shout out to everybody that's creating a lane and giving an avenue for opportunities such as this. Jimbo, man, it's been a pleasure, my dog. Hope we get to do this again, like in my mansion on the hill one day, man.
Hey, I'm there. Cheers, friend.